Hello everybody, I'm Catriona Morten, I'm a sensory-motor psychotherapist, and today I'd like to talk to you about people pleasing, something that I know a lot of us are very, very familiar with. So before I jump in, if you could like and subscribe to our channel, that would be really helpful, really helps us help more people. When we're growing up, we're very, very influenced about the attention that we get, the messages that we receive, and if some of those messages have been that we only get praise and we only get validation and attention when we've done the right thing, then we know that that's conditional. We've got to work for it. It's not just a given. Because we want good attention and we want praise because it makes us feel better about ourselves and we know that we're doing the right thing. So when we're getting that message consistently from our carers, if we don't do the right thing and we get either ignored or they're displeased with us, then we'll almost do anything. We'll try and really work out what it is that gets us that attention. If it's, that we're told that we're good, do we do things? Do we have to be a certain way? And we get really tuned into what others expect from us, what this deal is. We lose all sense of ourself. The main focus is on what people want from us. And we can be very kind of adaptive to meeting other people's needs, to be pleasing to those people. And it can really leave us with a sense of, I'm not sure who I am. Who am I? I'm very different with these people to those people because our main focus is getting them to like us, not drawing negative attention to ourselves, and working out the things that are going to make us fit in, be acceptable, be liked, and get a good reaction from people. When we lose our sense of ourself, then we're completely at the mercy of what everybody else wants. And that can be from what we wear, the things that we like to do, what we like to eat, even when we go out. It can leave us with, I don't even know what my favourite colour is. What do I like? What kind of music do I like? Who am I? What makes me me? What makes me special? When you recognise that you have those patterns, then it's really important to know what to do about it, because we've got to be able to turn the attention away from what everybody else is expecting of us and back to ourselves. That's a lot easier said than done. Often there's some very strong belief systems that lie at the bottom of that. And if we've had a serious rupture, a divorce, separation, a bereavement, a loss, then we can be left with a very profound sense of abandonment. Things that were there suddenly are no longer there. They can't be depended upon. And often our people pleasing is to make sure that people are going to stay around. And that's in relationships, that's within families, that we have this real sense of panic, of losing someone, of being left behind, being left out, of not belonging. And we'll almost do anything to maintain that, and we believe it's in our power, that it's only us that can do that. And it can become quite an obsessive thing, that we give all our power away, all our attention goes to other people, and we're devoid of it. And it makes us very easy to manipulate and very open to always going along with what other people want. And that can build up resentment about ourselves and about others. So it can be quite an unhealthy pattern. While we may say to ourselves, oh, I just like doing nice things for people, that may be true. But it's good to be able to have the choice and to know what's going on, so that, as I often say, bringing the unconscious into the conscious. Because if it's belief systems and unconscious behaviour and strategies and coping mechanisms that are driving this, then we're not really the ones making the choices. We're not really in charge of ourselves and doing exactly the right thing for us. And that's not about being selfish. It's just about recognising what our needs are, knowing how to meet them. And when we can do that, it makes it a lot easier to have boundaries. When we have no sense of ourselves and our attention is always with others, it's almost impossible to have a boundary, because what is it that we're trying to achieve with that boundary? What is it that we're trying to assert for ourselves? And if we don't have any sense of ourselves, even if we do go, right, I'm going to put up a boundary, I'm going to say no, I'm going to say no. The minute somebody pushes on it, then all of that goes out the window. It's like, oh no, I've displeased that person. They don't like me anymore. I'll just backtrack on that and what was I thinking? And so when we understand the process and the dynamics that are at play, it makes it a lot easier to know what to do with that. And so the first thing is, if we're losing our sense of self, then we've got to have a sense of ourself. And in the same way that when we've been bullied, our attention goes immediately in a kind of fearful way to other people, we've got to bring it back to ourselves. How can we feel ourselves? How can we be aware of what we're doing in the moment? And we won't know what a need is and what boundaries we need if we can't feel what's happening, if we can't feel that we're uncomfortable or we're shrinking or we're cranking ourselves up into, oh my God, what can I do to make this right? What can I say? When we can bring the attention back to yourself, how are you breathing in this moment? What sensations can you feel in your stomach? Are you dysregulated? What would tell you that? I feel a bit anxious. How do you know? How is your body telling you you're anxious? Have you gone very still? Have you kind of got a bit of a frozen energy to it? Or does it feel like you're buzzing with energy and you can't keep still? When you can recognise what actually starts to happen in here that will then drive the behaviours, then instead of just acting on those things and the impulses that come with it, we can regulate it and settle it. If we feel like we're losing all our power and control, well, does it help to get a bit of a feeling of strength in your body? Can you actually get some resistance going from your arms and your legs? That automatically gives you a sense of power and control and strength in your body. And you can feel your muscles working. And you do that a few times. It's like, can you feel the muscles in your arms and your legs? That you're making it about you. Not in a selfish way, just bringing your focus and your attention back to you. As you use some strength, if you feel like you're disappearing and you just, give yourself a sense of, I am here, yes, I can feel that, I can really feel that buzzing energy. Your awareness is much more with you and not so much on others. And then you can bring your observer on board. What am I actually doing right now? When you can observe what's going on in your body, learn to regulate that anxiety and that tension or that freeze. Then, one, you're more online, so you can notice and think. And it gives you an opportunity to observe, what am I doing in my behaviours right now? What is it I'm playing out? Is this really for me? Do I really want to do this for the other person? Or am I feeling uncomfortable or resentful about it? Instead of just behaving and acting and not knowing why we're doing it, when we can regulate, keep a sense of ourselves. I am important. I matter in this interaction, relationship. I've got as much right to have my needs met as anybody else. It just makes it a lot easier to have that sense of ourselves. And if we're going to challenge something that someone's saying, we can say it from the I position. I don't feel comfortable. Not, you're making me feel uncomfortable by that. I don't feel comfortable with that. Or, no, that's not quite right for me. So if we don't want to lose ourselves and we don't want all the attention and focus to be on others and what's expected of us, that's a very unconscious behaviour. When we can bring it back to ourselves, have a sense of ourselves, feel ourselves breathing, work our muscles, feel the strength within our body, it allows us to be observing what we're doing, making this as much about me as about the other person. Sometimes it's nice to do things for other people. Sometimes it makes us feel good and it's good to have that giving, sharing. But not all the time and not always at the expense to ourselves. So if we're going to be successful in that, we have to be really able to notice when we're just completely focused on the other person and we've disappeared. And so we just practice. We just practice every now and again, making it about us. Can I feel my muscles? Can I feel my arms and my legs? Can I get some resistance going? Can I feel my feet moving on the floor? Can I notice the way that I'm breathing right now? What's my stomach doing? And just retraining ourselves to bring our attention back to us and not always out on others, because it's such a procedural thing. We just automatically go into it and start questioning, what do I like? How do I know what my favourite colour is? How do I know what my favourite music is? Why do I like that? How does it make me feel? And just opening all those things up, being a bit more conscious and a bit more observing about our present moment experience and how ourselves are responding and reacting to things. When we know ourselves, it's much easier to know what boundaries we need and to actually maintain those boundaries because they're right for us, because we just know it from a core level. So I really hope that's been helpful and helps you make sense of things and gives you a better understanding of people pleasing. If you've enjoyed this video, then give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!